wasn't linear. I started out as an athlete, played all different sports. Baseball was my primary. Had two daughters, got into coaching. And then from there, I realized that like coaching a sport is one thing,
Right.
but I realized that athletes go through so much mental struggles. And like, yeah, I can teach a skill that'll help them in the sport, but all that talent and skill means nothing if the mindset isn't there.
If the mindset isn't there, yeah. If it's not there, like you're gonna slack.
Right.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
really where I started working towards the sports psychology aspect, mental performance training, really getting, a deep dive into that. I've done like certifications in cognitive behavioral therapy, mental performance.
Experience a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah,
Little
yeah.
Bit, yeah. Okay.
Stoicism, things like that.
Right.
And I realized that when I could provide those mental tools and help them, not only did it take them to another level in the sport, it also propelled them in life. And so, I went from coaching in that, and then through the mental performance coaching, I was able to do some scouting with like the Atlanta Braves, and I worked with them for a little bit. I've worked with NBA teams, MLB teams, and players, individual players. I've worked with World's Strongest Men and Mr. Universe and things like that.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Mind Over Matter, where we talk discipline, motivation, and prevailing through adversity. I'm your host, Nick Storms, and for the first time on this show, we have a dual episode. Today, I'm honored to welcome Coach Dan.
What's up, Nick?
And Coach Brooke. How you doing?
Good.
They're former USA mentors and now volleyball coaches here at Centenary. Today's conversation is all about leadership, shaping culture, and what it truly takes to coach at the highest level. So with all that being said, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Love it. We've been talking about this for a while.
Long time, Nick. It's been a long time in the making. I'm excited.
We made it work, right?
That's it.
We made it work. So first off, thank you both for joining. So how does it feel to be on episode 20 together, honestly?
Awesome. I gotta say, just like the whole idea of your podcast really resonates. Mind over matter, helping athletes go through, get through those struggles that they deal with. And, it's a huge milestone for you, like doing this and doing your thing. So we're happy to be a part of it. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good episode. How about you, Coach Brooke?
I'm excited.
Okay, all right. We like it.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm a little nervous, but we got this. We're going to do it. Okay.
So, no worries. All right. So for listeners who might not know your backgrounds, right? Can each of you share your coaching journey and what led you to where you are today?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'll start.
Okay.
It wasn't like a straight path. It wasn't linear. I started out as an athlete, played all different sports. Baseball was my primary. Had two daughters, got into coaching. And then from there, I realized that like coaching a sport is one thing, but I realized that athletes go through so much mental struggles. And like, yeah, I can teach a skill that'll help them in the sport, but all that talent and skill means nothing if the mindset isn't there.
If the mindset isn't there, yeah. If it's not there, like you're gonna slack.
Right. Yeah. So that's really where I started working towards the sports psychology aspect, mental performance training, really getting, a deep dive into that. I've done like certifications in cognitive behavioral therapy, mental performance.
Experience a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stoicism, things like that.
Right.
And I realized that when I could provide those mental tools and help them, not only did it take them to another level in the sport, it also propelled them in life. And so, I went from coaching in that, and then through the mental performance coaching, I was able to do some scouting with like the Atlanta Braves, and I worked with them for a little bit. I've worked with NBA teams, MLB teams, and players, individual players. I've worked with World's Strongest Men and Mr. Universe and things like that. And what I discovered was whether they're at the top of their game or not, they battle with the same issues with confidence and things like that high school and college athletes struggle with. So, through all that coaching, it led me to just really do a deep dive into mental performance coaching. So when Brooke took over here, I really wanted to bring the mental performance training into the volleyball world too at Centenary.
And that's a great transition.
Yeah.
And especially too, high key, it's good that you're versatile
Right.
in many different aspects, right? Because like some coaches, they want to stick to the sport that they know that they could coach in
Right.
and where they could thrive in, and that's fine.
Right.
Because if you grew up around that sport all your life, then it's reasonable that you know what you're doing and you know how to mentor your younger athletes or even older athletes. But mental health performance coaches is very important.
Right.
And honestly, I would highly suggest like basketball coaches, volleyball coaches, lacrosse coaches that they should not only be a coach in the sport itself, but also be a mental health coach as well.
Right.
Because that plays a big role.
Absolutely
I
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's helped us a lot.
Yeah,
A
big
lot.
difference. How about your coaching journey?
What's your coaching journey, Brooke?
So I started about 20 years ago.
Mhm.
And honestly, I started because I had a coach who was not a nice coach. They were very negative, and it made me quit the sport. But then I found my passion, and I got into coaching, and we coach with like so much positivity that some people come in and they can't even like believe that they can do well with positive coaching because they've had so much negative. And I feel like it's helped grow our program and turn it around in like a year and a half.
Right. Absolutely.
It happens too. I mean, all my life playing basketball, I've been coached by very harsh coaches.
Right.
Like, extremely harsh coaches. But looking back now, right, I saw it as a blessing in disguise at the same time. Not saying the negative part
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
blessing. They just want to see you thrive and they want to see you win. They want to
Right.
see you be the best version of yourself. They just want to see you win on and off the court.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what I noticed.
I agree with that,
Yeah.
but I also feel like you can still get that out of people with positivity.
You could.
Right.
And
I agree.
I mean,
I agree.
success shows it,
Right.
you know?
Now, and the bottom line is like athletes are hard enough on themselves. They know
Yes.
when they make the mistake. Nobody goes out onto a quarter field and says, "Oh, I want to mess up. I want to play bad." Right? Like everybody wants to do good.
Everybody wants to do good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like everybody
Every
wants to be
game, right.
successful. So when they make an error or mistake, they're hard enough on themselves. They don't need a coach immediately jumping on them and reminding them that that was a bad play.
Right.
Right? Like
Yeah.
they need somebody in that moment to pick them up so they can reset and be back in the present
Be back
moment
in the
and
present
ready
moment,
for the
right.
next play.
Uh-huh.
Right? And then you work
Exactly.
on the mistake part, you work on and practice the next
Yeah.
day.
Right.
Yes.
But reaming a player out, there's always a way to communicate the right way and be positive as opposed to being that hard, tough coach that is always coming down on somebody.
Right.
Like, bottom line, it comes to respecting human beings and treating them with respect.
I feel like that's the issue too, Dan, is that a lot of coaches approach athletes thinking like I have to be the strictest coaches in the world.
Right,
Yes.
right,
And I have to coach them like they're animals. You don't have to coach nobody like an animal.
Right.
What?
right.
No.
Yeah, human
We're
beings.
human beings.
Right, and we're all trying to accomplish the same
We're
thing.
all trying to accomplish the
We're
same
trying
thing.
to
Like
be
we're a team.
successful.
We're a team.
Exactly. Coach is
Like
part of that
you
team.
could show a little bit of strictness, saying like, "Hey, you could have did this better."
Right,
Right? You could critique a little bit, but not to the point where it's draining us.
right.
Absolutely.
Because then that's just when we lose confidence in ourselves.
I
Yeah,
think
and-
the line that is drawn is always it comes down to like standards and
Right.
accountability. So you hold
Right.
people accountable to your standards that you clearly establish and communicate with the players. And if it falls below that line, yeah, that's where some tough love or some coaching comes in. Like, this is our standards. This is not how we do things. But when it comes to mistakes and errors, that's part of every sport.
Yeah, we're human.
Yeah.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Right.
We still make mistakes.
Right.
I've made coaching mistakes, and you know what? It happens. That's
It's part of
reality.
it.
It's part of life.
It's part
too.
of
It's
it.
part of life too.
Right.
Not even just a sports. In
Yeah,
life.
right.
Like,
failure.
yeah, failure. Yeah.
Failure is part of it. How do
Failure
you
is part of
handle it? How do you respond
How to
to it?
respond to
Yes.
it,
Right? We're in
Uh-huh.
control of the response. So,
Yeah.
that's really where we try and go in. So we expanded that question a little bit longer. But
No, absolutely.
It's a
It's
good
all
thing.
good.
It's
It's
a
all
good
good.
thing.
And honestly, I want to get onto something too, Dad, because I think I told you about this before too. I don't think I told Coach.
Oh,
Brooke.
great. I'm just-
Yeah. So when I was a freshman,
hmm
I was looking to work on the basketball team.
Right?
Unfortunately, it didn't go the way that I expected it to go.
Sure.
But that moment did test me to build an identity beyond the jersey.
Right.
That is something not a lot of athletes want to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yes.
It's hard.
I get it.
Whether your path changes like it changed for you,
Yeah.
or it comes up frequently when the sport is coming to an end,
Yeah.
like a senior graduating and they're not going pro, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
very rare to go pro.
It is very rare. I
beyond
get
the
it.
sport.
But here's the difference, right? Some people think like it's either pro overseas or I'm done.
Right.
No,
Right.
No?
you can still play. You can still play on rec leagues. You
Right.
can still
Adult leagues.
adult leagues.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
plenty of opportunities out there to still shine.
or
That's
stay
right.
involved in the sport in some way, whether that's through coaching or training or coverage of sports through
Or
sports
mental health
journalism,
performance coaching.
right?
Yeah.
So there's always a way to still stay connected to the sport. And whether you're performing well, playing the sport, that jersey should never be carrying that much weight as far as your identity.
Right.
Who you are is enough, regardless of the jersey or the results you're getting on the field or court.
Absolutely.
It was hard for me. It was hard for me to pivot though.
Yeah.
I admit it, because I didn't want to get caught in the trap of like, damn, if I'm not basketball, I'm nothing.
Right. Right.
And then I'll be lost.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have no guidance. I probably wouldn't even know what I want to do in life.
Right. And now look where in that moment, that was extreme adversity. But now you can look at it almost with gratitude because it led you down to this journey and look at the impact you're making through what you're doing in here.
Right. I hear about you all the time on campus.
Right. Yeah. Covering
And that's
teams
what you appreciate.
and,
Yeah.
you know, shining a light on the struggles that people do, but also celebrating their successes and overcoming it, right? So
overcoming the storm.
Overcoming the storm. That's it.
Yeah.
I set you up.
You guys
for
stay
that.
tuned for that. I'm gonna drop a video on that, but you guys stay tuned. I'm gonna drop an announcement.
Yeah.
Yep. So all right, next question. So you guys have coached at the USA level,
Right.
and honestly, I gotta ask, what did that experience teach you about excellence in leadership?
It was a huge learning experience. So it was Team USA Paralympic Volleyball for men's and women's, and also working with their development camp. So like their next wave of Olympic athletes that they're training. You know, a little different from volleyball, obviously, because you're dealing with Paralympic athletes. And, you know, those athletes have gone through extreme adversity in their life. You know, having a loss of a limb, whether it was through an accident or a disease or a birth defect, dealing with that socially, but then also finding an identity. And many of those athletes that we spoke to maybe started in one particular sport, and because of that injury or amputation, now that sport was taken away from them, and they were searching, similar like you were saying with basketball, a new purpose, right? So,
and I get it, it's not easy finding that new purpose. It takes time.
Right.
It takes a lot of time.
Self-discovery, you know, finding what the true calling is. But like working with those athletes and seeing what they've been through and how hard they're pushing and not letting adversity stop them. You know, their passion is so strong that it doesn't matter what obstacle is put in front of them, they're going to keep going.
They're going to keep
show
going,
up every day. So it was we talk about it all the time. It was some of the most rewarding coaching experience we've ever had. Working with them, not only because we were working with gold medal winning Olympic champions, you know, in both sport. I think the women's team has won 4 consecutive golds, and the men's team has won gold too. So, you know, it was inspiring working with them. And like the leadership aspect, I think what really stood out is the standards that the Olympic team set, right? They just set such a high standards, and it's more in line with like, you know, how you're going to go about your business every day, right? How you're going to approach your training. So it's not like just one big thing. It's all the little things that are, you know, getting completed every single day, showing up for training, communicating with the teammates, and everything's at such a high standard. That's really what stood out, where like that leadership was almost built in through the culture and standards. So that's my take on that.
I think the best part was the actual athletes, like, were training. They got down and they were training with the new incoming and like young kids. There were a lot of young 16, 15-year-old kids who were learning from these athletes, and they just were just themselves.
Right.
And like letting loose and having fun with them. And that's exactly how we are when we coach. So we fit right in with them, and we had a blast.
Yeah, because it'd be easy for a champion gold medal winning athlete to see like a 16-year-old and just assume that they're better than them and they don't really need to work with them. They were so down to earth and like really were genuinely trying to improve every athlete that was there. So
that's good.
It was an incredible experience.
I can't, you know, these are the only athletes I can't stand. I'm sure you guys agree. The athletes that try to discourage every other athlete that feels like they're above.
Right.
Nobody's above anybody.
Nobody's above anybody.
Nope.
No, you see that a lot on
Yeah.
teams, like when a new captain is named, right? Now they're like, "Oh, I'm the captain. Everybody's got to listen to me,"
Right.
right?
They think
Like,
that they're the president of the team.
right,
Yeah.
right.
That's what they, and then
that's
and then
not
ego starts skyrocketing.
Right. So even
Right.
while we're choosing our captains,
Yeah.
it comes with responsibility that we communicate.
That too.
Yeah.
That's mainly it. Some people think it's like, oh, I'm in charge. No.
No. You're setting the standard.
Standard.
You have to maintain the line and the bar of our standards, and your job is to lift others up to that bar, right? Not just boss people around. And like that's always a thing that we address, and we go over the responsibilities. And we never just like select them and say you're captain. We go over the responsibilities and ask if they accept those responsibilities in order to be captain, right? So it's not just like a team vote or a coach's vote.
No, it's not a team vote.
Yeah.
It goes to the player that's the most hardworking, the
Right.
most reliable, and most importantly, in a way, affable.
Yeah.
In a way,
Yeah.
because you don't want a hard-headed.
No,
captain.
you
Yeah.
gotta
No,
you
you
gotta
don't.
have
No.
relationships
Yeah.
with your teammates.
Right.
Like, and to me, as we talk more, we'll get into it, I'm sure. But like having that family atmosphere and culture, that's the difference maker, and that has to start from the leadership, the coaches, the captains, where it's embracing everybody for their individual skills and talents, but also personalities.
Personality.
Right.
That's another
So
Yes.
that
And
human to human
captains
connection.
are new every year for us,
Yeah.
and they know that everybody has a shot to earn it. They know what, like we tell them in the beginning what to expect, like what we're looking for, and
Everything's earned.
everything is earned, and they know that. And it
Not
is
given.
Right.
Earned.
Right.
not given.
The
ever.
opportunity is given to everybody,
Always.
but the title, the respect, and
That's earned.
that's
Yeah,
earned.
that's
Playing
earned.
time earned,
Train
right?
time.
Yeah,
There
you don't
go.
have to be a starter to be a captain.
Right.
You can be the best role player on the bench, and you can be a captain. Like
Right.
it's just the support that you give to your teammates.
Yeah, living our culture,
I love
right?
it, yeah.
But yeah, that USA experience though was like unmatched. We
Yeah.
couldn't compare it to any other coaching we've done. It was unique experience. We might be doing more work with them this summer. We went to their training center in Oklahoma last year, and then they have their other facility in Colorado. So I'm not sure which area we'll be going to.
And we
But
got to see them when we were recruiting in Boston, which
Yeah.
was really humbling.
yeah, we got some
Nice.
good stories from that. I'm sure they'll tie into some other questions. But it
Okay,
was
I'll
like
wait on that.
Team USA versus Poland that we watched them play and got to catch up with a lot of those athletes. So
Love
it was
man.
great.
I love it.
Yeah, it was great.
So, interesting question.
Yeah.
How did coaching at the national level shape the way you coach players here at Centenary?
Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I think it just showed that compassion will go further and understanding people's stories and their background and how they've been impacted through the sport, whether they had negative experiences with an old coach or old teammates or things like that. But like really getting to know people's stories, because when we were there coaching, a lot of them opened up and shared what led them to this point.
Mhm.
And some of it was done where they were telling the story in a
Oh,
comical
God.
Yeah.
way. So it was
They were cracking
interesting.
jokes, and we were just looking at each other like,
Yeah.
and they said, "Don't worry, we do that all the time to people just
Right,
to make
make
them
'em
feel
uncomfortable,
Yeah, make them
but
uncomfortable, but like it's okay."
I think it showed that when you establish,
That's funny.
yeah,
It
no,
was funny.
I'll give
Yeah.
an example. I'm not going to name names, but like there was an athlete that we were shuttling back and forth to the training facility, and it was after a hard day's work, and really putting in like 8 hours of training, and then coming back early the next morning to do it. So in the van ride or SUV I was driving, and I was like, "Oh, how's everybody feeling today?" And the athlete said, "Oh, I feel like I got hit by a train." And she's like, and I can say that because I actually got hit by a train. That's how she lost her leg. She got hit by a train. So she made a joke about it. But, like it was crazy. But this person, like when they open up and start telling the stories, it's like, wow, you realize some of the stuff that they've been through. And this particular person got hit by a train, lost her leg, was a high level athlete, and is still a high level athlete because she transitioned into sitting volleyball for the Olympics. And it's just when to tie it back into Centenary, it's like when you take the time to really get to know your athletes
Mhm.
like deeply and personally beyond the sport, that makes all the difference in coaching. And that's really like the big takeaway from working with Team USA volleyball was they were all about sharing their stories, positive and negative, like what
Mhm.
was good things, what has held you back. So we
Right.
spent a lot of time in preseason going
Oh,
over
yo,
that.
it's a little hot
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
here.
it's getting warm. We're heating this podcast up,
Yeah.
fired up.
Indeed we are.
Yeah.
Indeed we are.
I mean, I feel like we did that prior to going there too. Like we're always very open. We have a very open door communication with our
Right.
team,
Mhm.
and they know that. And I think that's also what sets us apart from other coaches is we treat them like they're our kids.
Right. Right.
And that's the best kind of coaches you want.
Yes.
Right.
Those are
Yes.
the coaches you
They
want.
know they can come to us for anything, and
Right.
they do because they actually feel comfortable. Even recently with recruits,
Right.
recruits are coming to me and asking me questions
Right.
that I would never expect a recruit to ask, but they feel that comfortable with me already. So, and I love that.
Yeah. No, and I think, that's some of the uniqueness of having like a husband-wife coaching team
Yeah.
where, we do care about them like they're our kids, and regardless, like it's unconditional. Like we're going to care about them unconditionally. It's not predicated on if you're playing well, we like you. And if you make a mistake,
You know something?
go sit the bench.
That's another problem with athletes nowadays. They think that if I'm not skilled or
Like getting
if I'm not
playing
skilled, if
time.
I'm not getting playing time, I suck.
Right. Right.
Or the coach doesn't respect me. But truth is, coaches respect character more than game itself.
1,000%. Like,
and we
yeah.
always have a talk with our players before every game or anything like that, as far as why they might not be playing right then and there, or we tell them, expect to play at this point in time. Like we give them
right. That communication
Right.
and just
So
know
it's
where
never a
they stand, and they know the reasoning why. And if they want more out of that role, that's communicated as well. Like,
I
hey, you
agree.
want this? This is what we're seeing. Work on this, and we'll help you close that gap of where
Close
you
the
are
gap,
now
right,
and where
exactly.
you want to be. So, I think that communication. But at the end of the day, every player, whether they're the star player on the team or more of a bench role player, they still know they're valued by their coaching staff and by their
And
teammates.
that's what matters.
That's what matters, having that
100%.
team
That's
environment.
what that matters, right?
yes.
Absolutely.
And for the people tuning in who don't get playing time, just remember this: it's not the end.
Right.
It's really not the end. This is honestly the best advice I ever received from one of my coaches. Even in the moment, if you don't feel like you're getting playing time, if you continue to work hard and you continue to show your dedication and most importantly your unique character, coaches might change their mind, and next thing you know, they
Right.
sub you in.
Right.
You just never know.
But the alternative to that is when the players start going into that I suck, right?
Right.
Now the effort starts dropping in practice. Now they start disengaging from their teammates and interacting, and they're kind of sealing their own fate, or kind of leading towards their worst fear of not playing. Whereas if you take that lesser role than what you want and embrace that role and go all in on being that person, the best at that role, that will open up and lead to other
It
roles
will.
and growth. But
It
if
will.
you're constantly sitting down and being the woe is me and I stink and I can't do this, you're going to end up sealing your own fate.
You're gonna see you're digging your own grave.
Right, exactly.
You don't want to be in that position
Never.
at all.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it would
great.
suck, yeah. Honestly, Dan and Brooke, I gotta ask. So, my sixth question: was there a specific moment during your USA coaching experience that really stayed with you, even now to this day?
Ooh. There was a lot, actually.
Okay.
Some of it was connecting with the players. I think I'm going to use when we were in Boston as an
That's where I was
example.
gonna go.
Yeah, because that was powerful, like reuniting. We were on a recruiting trip for the Nike Boston Festival tournament, and they had women's volleyball, men's volleyball, like over 100 some volleyball courts in there,
Okay,
like
I like
chaos
it.
in there.
I like it.
And then in the front center court, they had the Team USA men's team playing against Poland, and legit match, going full strength. And in that moment, we noticed, the regular people that were on the team and normal players, but we noticed they had 3 there that were at the development clinic that we personally worked with. So not only was it rewarding to see them achieve that dream of having a Team USA jersey on their chest and the pride that brought to them, and one of them was a younger kid. He was
Young.
16, maybe
I
17.
think he's graduating this year.
Yeah, and
Really?
he was wearing a Team USA jersey, and they didn't get to play a lot, but they got opportunity, and to see them go in and again beaming with pride, wearing team and representing Team USA. And Team USA was putting a whooping on Poland too.
Yes, they
No shade
were.
on Poland if there's any Poland viewers. I don't want to offend you, but Team USA was dominating Poland in that match. So it gave them the opportunities to use some of these development players. And to me, that was something that stuck with me. Where it didn't matter that this kid was young. It didn't matter that he had an injury or had he wasn't an amputation. He had like a deformed hand. But that didn't hold him back, and to be able to go to that next level and represent Team USA, and then not only that, the kid played well. He achieved success.
He played really well.
Like on the court, and like I was just so hyped for him. And we were just watching the game. A lot of the players and coaches saw us. They looked, waved, smiled. But as soon as the game ended, we had probably six or seven people rush over the court and come up and give us a hug and like thank us for being there. And like
that
these are
made me cry.
Yeah,
honestly, because that's so
champions.
sincere.
Yeah,
you feel it.
They remembered
You could
us,
feel it in
and
the
like
moment,
they were asking when we were going to come back because they missed us, and like it was just
touching.
amazing.
So that really
It's
stuck with me.
and it's a full circle moment. Too,
Yeah,
like
and
because
just seeing that growth.
Yes.
I've seen movies, I read books of
Right.
like it's no better feeling than like reuniting with old players.
Yeah.
Right? Because they remember you. Like say they're like a global icon right now, right? They're never gonna forget who helped them.
Right.
Reach to that limit.
They're
never gonna forget that.
Well, I'm going to go off of it as well. So there was another one that was there, and he was older, and he didn't play in the beginning at all. And you can see him on the sideline, and he was kind of sitting there, like not sulking because he was still proud that he was there, but he was upset that he wasn't playing. And he got an opportunity to go in, and he didn't perform that well. So then on the side, he, after the game, he was kind of sitting there, and we went over to him and we just gave him a little pep talk and just said, hey, this is what you need to fix. And this
See,
is
that's what a lot of young athletes need.
Right.
They just need guidance.
Right.
Exactly.
Guidance.
That's all they need is guidance.
Exactly.
Some athletes may be self-taught, and that's cool.
Right.
But
No, but this guy, he was beating himself up and down on himself because he wanted this success, instant success, and he was so happy to be there for Team USA, but missed his serve and, was disappointed, got subbed out, and he thought he blew his shot. And,
Right.
Some of the chat was like, you were selected for this for a reason. You're here for a reason. You have Team USA on your chest for a reason right now.
You're gonna
You
get
remind
it.
them.
You're gonna
Right,
get it,
you're
right?
gonna
Remind
Remind
them.
him of his greatness and hype him
Reassurance.
up.
Exactly.
And this was a double amputee. Like both legs were gone, and he's on the court performing for Team USA volleyball.
And he did amazing. And after the talk, he thanked us for it and everything. And then they had a break, and they went back and played again. And guess what? He got the opportunity to go in, and he was so good.
He went on a roll, scored like 3 points in a row, kills. He had a block. He served well. So that whole day could have went two different ways. He could have allowed that one disappointment and sadness affect the success that he could have had. Yeah. Crazy Fly joining the podcast.
Not anymore.
There you go.
Sorry,
Rest in
Bobby.
peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we say this a lot too, and it's from one of our strength coaches, Coach Brett. He uses this a lot.
Yes.
When people come in and have down on a performance or a mistake, he says, "Did you have a bad 5 minutes or did you have a bad day?" Because a lot of times we let the one bad thing that was only a couple minutes long ruin the rest of our day or the rest of our performance. That's one moment, right?
Yeah.
Move on and focus on the next moment. And that's what that player was able to do after
then
talking.
at
And
the
Shout out to him.
Yeah, and
Big
then
shout
at
out.
the end, he came up to us and he just thanked us for that
Yeah.
because it really helped him get through it.
right.
So that's our coaching style. That's how we are with all athletes. Doesn't matter the sport. I mean,
Right.
obviously volleyball, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
if other people need help, we're always there to give them
Yeah,
that
of
kind of
course.
advice
Exactly.
That's that's what they need.
as well. Mhm.
Yeah.
They don't need a coach that treats them like animals. They
Right.
need coaches like these.
Yeah.
Right.
I appreciate that.
Oh man, my pleasure, man. Seriously. Huge pleasure. So, what excites you most about coaching here at Centenary?
Whew, a lot of things. I think the point in time of a college athlete is so like influential, right? Like they're figuring out what they want to do with the rest of their life, their studies, their social life. Some of them are getting into very deep relationships, and athletically, it's something that they've worked for usually for a very long time to play in college, right? And for majority, we've talked about there's not a lot of opportunities for most beyond college,
Right.
right?
I get it.
So it's almost bittersweet. You achieve like this goal of reaching college, but in a quick 4 years, it's like, oh, my career's ending, right? And we talked about that identity thing. Um, what I really love most, though, is just seeing being able to ignite the passion of the athletes and get them to go all in, believing in themselves. Like that's really, I think everybody, all of us as human beings, we all have self doubt, right? We all have that little negative voice that talks to us and says, you can't do this. Whether it's a sport, whether it's public speaking and giving a speech or a podcast, right? But
Good example. Great example. Great example.
Right.
Yeah.
So, part of the journey in life and in sports is getting comfortable with the uncomfortable and pushing your limits because
right.
you can achieve anything you set your mind to and want to achieve as long as you're willing to put the time, effort, and energy into it. And when players start to embrace like their own belief in themselves, you see the huge difference. And the growth isn't just visible on the court. We see all of a sudden their grades are going up, their social
It's
life
off the
is
court too,
it's
yeah.
everything, right?
Everything.
So to me, that's the most rewarding is like being able to influence people in a positive way at a very meaningful time in their life. Where it's like they're getting ready to transition into a full-blown adult with responsibilities and parents not there taking care of them all the time. So they carry around a lot of weight, college students, and pressure. So I think being able to encourage them to believe in themselves, it kind of releases some of that weight.
It releases
and
the weight.
sets them up to fly.
Indeed. No, I totally
So
agree.
that's definitely what I love about coaching here at Centenary.
Yeah, I mean, you took a lot of the words out of my mouth. I love that too. And I love even more that, like, the professors and the president, the vice president, they see the growth in all of these athletes and they make a point to come and tell us, like, wow, your players are doing so well in their class that you can tell the difference in their growth.
Right.
The way that they were a couple of years ago to the way that they are now. And it's because of the way you guys have made them feel comfortable in their own way.
Right.
So I think that's definitely been the most rewarding.
Big shout out to the professors.
Yeah.
Big shout out.
Yeah. No, it's to me that's what separates this whole community here at Centenary is it's surrounded by people that genuinely care and want to support. And like, through any struggle, because, I work here as a student success specialist this semester, and there's a lot of students that struggle, but they have so much support around here. And it's not people doing it just because it's their job. It's they genuinely want to help people. And because the school and campus is a little bit smaller compared to others, it allows for that like personal touch and like really getting to know people, and it just makes a difference compared to like we have two daughters. They went to different schools and bigger campuses. Their immediate team knew who they were, but it wasn't like everybody knew everybody, right? So you get kind of lost in the shuffle, and it's easy to stress over grades and finals and have homework go down, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
if nobody's there to support, it becomes very difficult to be successful. Whereas Centenary, that's I think the biggest difference maker is you're surrounded by support and care.
Everywhere you go.
Right, everywhere. So.
Anywhere.
Yeah, it's a good place to be. We love it.
Me too.
We love it so much that we moved from our 2-hour commute
Yeah,
to 4 minutes away.
right. Moved right into Hackettstown so we could be nice and close.
Welcome.
Yeah, official.
Well, that was a good high five.
Yeah,
That was a great high five. Double.
No training, no practice.
It's
Yeah.
a dual episode, so
Yeah.
look at that. Right?
That's it.
So listen, obviously, we got the men's volleyball program coming next year.
Big news.
Super excited for it.
Yeah.
Super
Us
excited.
too.
Yeah.
So, I gotta ask. Ready?
Yeah.
What kind of coach are you looking forward to building with the men's program?
Nice. You want me to start on that one? Or?
Culture?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll go.
Yeah,
Okay,
go
great,
girl.
coach. Yeah.
I think we're really trying to keep it the same as how we've done it with the women's program. We want a brotherhood, and we want the brotherhood and the sisterhood to unite. And with the way we've been recruiting, it's already happening.
Right. Yeah. No, I think, we start with our foundation, which we have an acronym called ACE. It's attitude, communication, and effort.
Right.
And the reason why we chose those three things, that's something that every athlete is 100% in control over, right? You choose to show up with a positive attitude every time you walk in that gym. You choose to have good communication with coaches, teammates, professors, right? You choose to play with max effort, right? So regardless of the results of your performance, you still have the power to choose those controllables. And we always feel when you lean and measure standards by things that you have 100% control over, it's able to be delivered consistently.
Right.
And they know that they're not being judged or critiqued based on their performance. They're always going to be evaluated on how well they're living our culture.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, and Brooke mentioned too, like the sisterhood and brotherhood aspect. We genuinely, and I know that word family is thrown around a lot in teams. We want it to go so deep and so far with being a family that even if you're playing in the same position as your teammate, if they're out on that court and being successful, you should be so happy for them, even more than your own personal success.
Yeah.
And then if everybody's living that, when you have your opportunities, you're going to feel that same support too. And like everybody eats at that point. So to me, it's like really about having each other's back, supporting each other no matter what. And like that's what a family does. Like always got your back no matter what. Good times, bad times, failure, success.
We always there.
We ride together, we die together.
We ride together, we die.
That's it.
Yep.
That's
I
it.
think that came from like Fast and Furious. Or
Yeah,
something?
probably.
My favorite movies. Yeah.
It's one of his too.
Yeah.
That's why I got the Challenger outside, Nick. Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, I saw it. You know what's crazy? Actually, I was on the road yesterday. I was driving my friend's car because we went to Chipotle.
Nice.
We got a discount.
Nice. Even better.
Yeah. And I love driving. It's a great
Yeah. Me too.
It's a great hobby. And to me, it's a hobby.
Yeah.
To me, it's definitely a hobby. And I thought I saw a Challenger like speeding through the highway. I'm like,
Not me.
It
I'm
wasn't
not doing that.
I'm like, yo, was that Dan?
I'll open it up every once in a while, but I
No.
keep it low key in town here by the campus.
I can see.
Yeah.
No, definitely, man. So I got an interesting question for you guys.
Yeah.
How do you balance competitiveness while also helping student athletes to grow as people?
That's a fantastic question.
Yeah, I like that
Because
one.
balance is key, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Imagine a boat,
Right.
right? You
On
want to keep it
balance,
steady. Don't
yeah.
let it tilt.
Then it floods and
Then it
goes
floods,
down
yeah.
and sinks, right?
Yep.
So, like, how you worded that, like, I almost don't see those two things as separate. Like, when it's a student athlete and coaching, like, when you're competing at a high level, you're growing. And to me, like, growth is everything. And when you focus on the growth, you can always have progress. You can always feel like you're stacking small wins every day, kind of building momentum. And when you're pushing through adversity or something like that,
Right.
you're basically training that mental muscle of like pushing through hard times. And that can be helpful classroom, life, sport, all the way through.
Your career.
So, yeah. So
It plays a big role in everything.
I really feel like when they look at everything, whether it's getting a grade back or stats at the end of the game, that scoreboard, whatever that scoreboard is, school or sports, that should just be interpreted as data and feedback. So like we really work with everybody to not carry so much weight on their stats or the grade that they're getting right now and focus on the growth and their process and how they're going to improve and get better. And then the other part of that, like achieving that balance that I really focus on is the ability to stay in the present moment. And it's so easy, especially as a student athlete, you guys have so much on your plate with, social life, sports, and school, and still communicating work, your family back home, like you have so much on your plate. The only way you can achieve true balance in life and every other aspect is being 100% in the present moment, like being where your feet are. Because, right now we're doing this with you. yeah, do I have a million other things to do or that I already did today and then we have to do later? Yes, but right now, none of that is in my mind. I'm 100% present here with you, and this is all that matters right now, right?
Oh, my bad,
good.
coach.
As long as the lid stays on,
Yeah.
we good. Hat never comes off a coach.
That never comes off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was clean, though.
Yeah, clean.
Yeah.
Clean. But yeah,
That was
to
clean.
me, to achieve true balance, you have to be present
You gotta be
moment
present,
and
yeah.
focus on that one thing at a time. Go all in on it, start to finish, then move on to the
Yeah,
next thing and be
yeah.
present with that. So
Right.
when you're in class, be present in class. When
Mhm.
you're at practice, be
Be
present
present
in
at practice, right.
That's it.
And once again, I'm gonna tie this back. Even if you're not getting playing time for athletes tuning in, show up to practice, show that you're consistent, and show that you could be reliable. So you earn playing time.
Right.
That's it.
That's it.
Or even better, let the coaches see you actually training
Right.
live.
Right.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Live.
Absolutely.
And they can show dedication, because if you're not really showing dedication, they're not
Right.
they're gonna keep you in that
You
position.
got to put in the work,
You got
right?
to put in the
like
work.
you know, talent or
Uh-huh.
skill or not, you got to
Like
be
I was
willing to
like,
put
hey,
in the work.
I'm a basketball player, but hey, next season I'm gonna be putting in a lot of
That's
work.
it. Got to work.
You probably not. I'm gonna be a whole different version.
Mhm.
Running on the treadmill.
That's
doing
it.
crazy leg exercises.
That's it. Increase that vertical.
Yeah.
Jump boxes.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for
Got
that.
I'll
Yeah.
probably be jumping off the roof, but hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Do you have
excited.
anything to add on the balance on competitiveness
No,
or anything?
I think all of that was really what we do.
Right. Right. Really focus on that overall.
They're a student before they're an athlete for us.
Key point.
That is the key point.
Thank you.
They definitely need to know that, which we let them know. So we take grades very seriously, but also if somebody's struggling, we provide the help, or we will find the help for them so that they can be successful.
And that's all we need. Like, because
Yeah.
even, and I can tell you guys are the type of coaches that even if a player doesn't believe in themselves in the moment because they're failing classes,
Right.
I'm sure you would be the type to boost up their spirits to say you're still a winner because you're putting in the effort.
Right. That's it.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's all about the process. It's never about the results. And if you're not getting the results that you want, you have to be self-aware enough to evaluate your process. Am I doing the right things every day? Am I taking the right steps? Am I being present, right? And that's where you can make some adjustments, but it's always about your process and living and attacking one step at a time of
One
your
step at a
process.
time.
And the results will
Step
come
one,
naturally.
Step 2, step 3, step 4.
Yeah.
Step 5,
Mhm.
yeah.
And they'll come all by themselves.
It's like
So
an elevator, man.
yeah.
You
You'll just keep
keep
going
working
up.
to your top. Yeah,
That's
you
it.
keep working up till you get to the roof.
Yeah. Yeah, and we
Yeah.
will tell them constantly it's never about that end result. So we're never focused on the amount of wins or the whatever the final end of the season stuff is. It's always about how we showing up every day. How are you showing up here every day? So no, that's great.
Yeah. So if I was just tuning in, right? What makes having a strong chemistry as a coaching staff so important?
So yeah, I would hope we have a very strong chemistry. We've been middle school sweethearts. We've been together a very long time. But I think beyond chemistry, like just having the communication constantly, because obviously we're going to be home and talking volleyball nonstop too. But
And mental health.
yeah, and
Motivation.
being able to be on the same page, I think, is crucial. And also leaning into each other's strengths, I think, is part of that chemistry. So I am fully, transparent when I say I am not the volleyball expert at volleyball practice, right? Do I know
you don't
how
have to be.
I know how to coach athletes. I can see
athletes,
athletic
right.
movements and make some changes. But anything technical volleyball, that's going to be on Coach Brooke. That's her area of expertise. Body language, when I see the thoughts going down and mental struggles, right? That's my area of expertise. So really like respecting each other's strengths and like allowing each other to cook in the areas that we cook in the best, So I think that balance, let them cook, let them cook.
That's right.
But yeah, I think that balance and chemistry is so important from a coaching staff to show that we're supporting one another. We're always on the same page. And it's the same vision and mission every single day, and it's clear and it's communicated.
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect goes a long way. And again, it's the way we are with each other, but it's the way we are with everybody. We treat everybody as equals.
Right.
It's not head coach, assistant coach. It's we coach together.
Right.
Indeed. Assistant coach still counts as a coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, just because you're the head coach, that's not your official position, but you still have an assistant coach, which is still
Right.
technically
Vital.
Right. And everybody
Vital.
brings
It's
value.
equivalent. It's
Right.
It is equivalent.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have him, I don't know if I'd be able to do it all by myself. If I'm being honest.
It is hard.
It's
Yeah.
very hard.
It kind of reminds me of you know the movie Rebound
Yeah, yeah.
with Martin Lawrence
Yep,
when he
yep.
was coaching.
Yeah.
He was coaching a bunch of scrubs.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes was honestly, and that what we just talked about. It reminded me of this scene right here. Where he was like, he blew the whistle.
Mhm.
He was like, huddle up.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yep.
I
That's
forgot
it.
what he was saying. I don't know his whole
Yep,
script, but he
yep.
was like, so I'm about to finish, all right?
Right.
And if you don't like it, the door is right
That's
there.
it.
And then they just run right into the door.
Yeah.
And then that's when he said, I'm going to need some help.
Right.
I'm like, yep. Coach Brooke didn't want to be in that position.
No, I
That's
did
it.
not.
So,
Ever.
Dan the man is in
Yeah.
action.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's
Yeah.
it. Always, always.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
I think in game mode too, we're pretty good because like I am very passionate and I'm involved, and it almost looks like I'm playing while I'm
I can't wait to
coaching.
see. I can't wait to see the
Yeah.
girl season next year.
It,
Yeah.
I
it's
can't wait.
it's crazy, but like if I need to sub somebody out, I'll sub them out. But before I do it, I usually talk to him and I'm like, hey, this is why I'm taking them out. Can you please talk to them so that we can get them in the right headspace and ready to go right back in when
Right.
when it's their
When
time.
they're ready and when they fully develop their confidence.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it allows her to fully focus on, because volleyball is a fast-paced game.
Yes.
Like, I mean, rapid fire,
Rapid
fast
fire.
pace.
Hell, it's even faster than basketball.
Yeah, yeah. No, the
Yeah.
momentum shifts on a dime. Like, and you think you're smoking a team in, the beginning, and you turn around and you're losing by 5 points, and it's like, what happened?
But it's
But
unpredictable. It's
so
unpredictable.
fast. So it allows her to be able to really lock in and stay focused on the game. And then my role can be, hey, that player's coming off. And if you're getting subbed out, you're going to start having that self-doubt creep in the head. Oh, I'm messing up, or this isn't I'm having an off game. I can then have a little side chat with that player, pick them back up, and get their mind right to
That's what I need.
re-enter and get back in.
And
So
that
that
sometimes
balance.
it's not even that. Sometimes it's just I want to be able to get another player in.
Right.
So I tell him like, hey, I want to get this player in. Please let them know
Yeah,
that
let
so
them
that
know
they understand.
They did nothing wrong. It's
Right.
just like, we're up big, we're down big, we're going to get some other people some opportunities. It's the right moment for that.
Right.
So, but a lot of coaches don't take that extra step and communicate. So, like,
They don't. Yeah, they
players are left to their own thoughts. Like, why did I get subbed out? Why did the coach do that? Do they not like me? Did I mess up? Like, they start circling. Whereas, like, we address it right away so they know where they stand.
There's
Yeah,
no
right.
questions,
Yeah.
and then they're in the right mindset the entire time, and
Right.
that's where the bench role plays. Like
Right.
they're on the side and they're still supporting because
Right.
they respect it.
Right. So it creates that family and sisterhood.
Yep.
Definitely. And I can't wait to honestly
Yeah. Be part of the
Be part of the
brotherhood.
brotherhood.
That's
Yeah.
it.
can't wait for it. And honestly, I might have my all practice days, but knowing
Just keep showing up and
knowing I
putting in
got
the
you
work.
guys, that's
That's
it.
it.
Yep.
And we got your back.
That's it.
That's it.
And I always remind myself every day, stay motivated, stay locked in, and most importantly, just stay dedicated. And honestly,
Right.
I'm gonna watch this episode trillions of times.
Right, right.
I might too.
Yeah, trillions of times. Yep.
That's great.
Yeah. So honestly, you guys, what advice would you give to any players who aren't getting immediate playing time and want to improve?
Good question.
Because a lot of players need that.
Yeah, no, and like, everybody wants maximum playing time. And like, I don't want athletes that don't want maximum playing time, right? Like, I tell them all the time, I want people that want to play, because otherwise, why are you doing this? Like, you got to want it.
You gotta want it,
Right?
Yeah, you can't just go in there thinking like, I'm just gonna do this for fun.
Right.
No, like
Right.
you gotta stay dedicated, And here's the
Especially at
thing,
this level.
especially at the level.
Right.
As long as you have that competitive mentality, you'll go
Right.
out there and feel like Kobe Bryant.
Right.
Rest in
right.
peace.
Yeah. But
Mamba mentality.
if you are not in the role that you want, right, and you're not getting the playing time that you want, the key is being honest in the mirror, number one, and say to yourself, am I working as hard to earn what I deserve? Like, am I actually putting in the work? Am I being a great teammate to everybody and supporting others? Because a lot of times when we're fighting for that playing time or role, it almost turns into being selfish, and you're almost looking out only for yourself.
But not others.
Right.
But not, that's another thing too about team captains, right? Some of them, and again, egos skyrocket
Yeah.
like crazy.
Yeah. The
But
moment the title gets handed
moment
to
the
them,
title gets handed to
ego
them,
through the roof.
They think that they're Michael Jordan.
Right, right. No, and
Everybody's not Michael Jordan,
Right.
unfortunately.
But I
But-
think self-evaluation, being
Uh-huh.
self-aware, am I putting in the work?
Yeah.
Do I deserve this? And being realistic with it. And then also having that conversation with your coach and saying, this is where I want to be and this is where I'm at right now.
Right.
How do I close that gap? How do I earn this? And most coaches will be open to that discussion and at least respect that you want more, right?
That's what they respect more. Communication. They
Communication.
respect that more than ever. They will.
Right. And it's not marching into an office and say, I should be the starting whatever position, right?
Right.
Like you can't be doing that.
No.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like, get out the office,
Yeah,
you know?
Let me tell you
exactly.
something. Let me tell you something.
Uh-oh.
In my high school team, I was actually coaching. Not coaching. I was a player, but
Right.
I was mentoring a young athlete. Who
Yeah.
Made the team. Congrats to him. But me and coach had such a great, deep relationship. He was like, "Yo, Nick, can you talk to coach for me?" I'm like, "Coach, talk to coach about what?"
Right.
Right? I think I deserve more playing time. But I'm like, I'm not just gonna do that for you, bro.
Right.
You gotta do that yourself.
Yeah, that's
right?
on you.
And then that's exactly how he approached him.
Right.
I deserve playing time.
Right.
Give me play. I
Right.
demand you give me
Yeah.
playing time. Get out the door.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I should
Bye
be
bye.
I should be running point guard, like, you know, and like demanding your position. That's not the way to go about it.
And then, you know what's crazy too? That moment he gave it to him, as soon as he stepped in the court, he got cooked.
Yeah. And that's usually
Well,
what
that's-
happens.
Yeah.
That's what some coaches will do. They'll be
Yeah.
like, all right, I'll put you in just to
Yeah.
show you. But like for us, we don't want you to fail. So we're going to
Mhm.
tell you this is what you need to do and we'll get you there eventually.
Right. And
We'll
I think
give you little
It just takes
glimpses.
baby steps. That's
Yes.
that's it. But like talk about the game plan. What do I need to work on? What part of my game is lacking in order to earn this role? And coaches will be honest. Most of them, I hope.
We
We
will.
will. But like letting them know, like, hey, this is where I see you need to improve in order to earn that time and that spot and that role. And you know, the other side of it is too, you have to be respectful. There's always, we always call it like every team is like a puzzle piece, right?
Oh,
Puzzle
yeah.
pieces. And like sometimes depending on opponents and rotations, like there's no one set way to do things. And sometimes there's different roles for different moments.
Mhm.
So you really have to buy in more to the team and the big picture vision over than the personal, I'm not the star, I'm not playing the most, and things like that. Because, like I said, that almost leans into being selfish when,
It
when
does.
you're thinking of that.
It
way.
does. You're thinking about yourself in the moment, not your
Right.
team.
Right.
You got to think about the team.
That's it. And
Got
if
it.
everybody's on that same page, they're going to be happy for you when you get those opportunities. They're going to lift you up and go crazy when you score a bucket or
And
get a kill or whatever.
Man, there's no better
You know?
feeling than
Yeah.
that. It's such an amazing feeling.
That's it. But it definitely
Amazing
starts
feeling.
with that.
Right. There's no iron team.
No, but you have to
There's no
communicate.
iron team.
That's
You
what
have
it
to
comes
communicate.
down. But you have to be honest with yourself too.
Right.
Like if there's another player in your same position that is just completely outworking, outperforming, and at another level, sometimes the conversation is, hey, maybe you can fill this role and let's put some work into that. But
There you go.
right now you're not beating out this person. Continue to train,
Continue to
continue
train.
to develop.
If anything, you should just take that as motivation.
Exactly.
Take it as motivation. I feel
Right.
like some people take it as if like he doesn't think I'm good enough. He clearly doesn't want me. I'm just gonna leave the team, walk out,
Right.
and quit.
And I think
But-
that's where the communication has to go both ways.
It
Because
does.
a lot of times coaches don't communicate that.
Right.
So they're left to thinking worst case scenario in their head, I'm never going to see playing time. And that might not be the case. It might just be, hey, this week we're running this. It's been working in practice.
Right.
Keep working. That could be you next week. Like,
Yeah.
so many different
So many
scenarios
different
for that. But
scenarios,
it's
yeah.
really entering the space with the right mindset. Like, why are you here? What do you want to achieve? And how are you going to get
How
there?
you gonna get
And you
there?
got to communicate it.
This next question actually relates to you. You're gonna love this question.
Yeah. Hit me.
Right. How important is mindset when talent alone isn't enough?
Ooh, great question. And I do love that one.
Yeah,
So,
I know. Yeah, he gonna have a
yeah,
field day with
yeah,
this one.
Yeah, we might extend the podcast
Just take it
here.
away.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
talent is everywhere, right? Like,
Mhm.
you know, obviously when you start out a sport, if you're naturally gifted and talented, you are straight dominating at the younger levels, whether it's like a little league player or modified JV varsity. Like if you're talented, you're dominating and it's like you're the big fish in a small pond, right?
Right.
As you go up and get more competitive, and I don't care what level of NCAA or JUCOs or anything, that talent pool levels out so much where everybody is talented, right?
Right. Indeed.
And then even at the pro level, I don't care if it's the captain of a Major League Baseball team or the 40th man on the roster, those guys are all elite level athletes anywhere in the world. In the NBA, the 13th guy on the bench is still going to smoke everybody in a Division 1 gym, like it just, so everybody has talent. And then at that point, it's like, okay, then what is the difference maker? And it's always mindset. Who can deal with the mistakes, the errors, the adversity, the losses, and bounce back and respond quicker than your opponent? That's what separates the difference in those tight games, whether it's baseball, basketball, whatever, those like 1-2 point, 2-run games. All of the time, that's separated by mindset, because whoever is recovering and not letting pressure, I always say pressure is an illusion that we put in our mind. It doesn't exist, pressure. It's just you're putting more meaning on the moment, and that's all in your head. And if it's in your head, that means you can control that.
You can.
Right? You can make a decision.
You're in control of your own mentality.
Right. So you're shooting a free throw at the end of a game. That basket hasn't moved. It's the same size. Rim's the same size. Right?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest.
The ball's the same.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's the game-winning free throw. It's a free throw that you practice thousands of times in your career. Hit the free throw, right? And that's it. It's got to be, did you put in the work? Confidence comes from the preparation and knowing that you put in the work to succeed.
And honestly, I close my eyes because I know what it's like.
Yeah.
Taking that last shot.
Yeah.
Right?
I've had
a
games
lot
on
of
the line.
pressure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly,
but you got to change your perception on
gotta
pressure.
change your perception, yeah.
Because pressure will eat you up if you let it, right? But if you view it as this is just another moment that I've done and executed, so like in volleyball, that match point serve and a 2-point game and 24-23 or something is match point. That serve is no different. It's just like every other serve you've done. The court dimensions are the same, the net's the same, the ball's the same, everything's the same. So why is that situation any different? It's just because you're putting more meaning on it that it's the match point.
Right. That's usually where we call a timeout. Just to reset.
Take a breath, reset.
We have a little dance battle in our timeout. It's to let loose and be who you are and just play for fun instead of playing for pressure. And I think that's helped a lot with the success.
That's all. That's all you got to get them to think. You got to get them to think. You guys maybe somewhat agree with this. Make them believe that they're in Disney World playing.
Right. Yeah.
Playing for
just have fun.
Still compete.
Yes,
absolutely.
But also,
Absolutely.
You can go hard and have fun. You can have fun going hard.
Yeah.
You can put in that work, you can attack and go for the win and still have a great time with your teammates.
Yeah.
That's possible.
There's been times where we've called a timeout, we were down, and we're doing a dance battle just to let loose so we can get back, and the other coach is reaming their team a new one because we just scored a point. And you know what? That team was deflated.
Right.
And we came back out and we won the match.
Yeah.
Because it's just let loose and have fun.
Right. So, that mindset.
Get out the leash.
The mindset over talent, it's the ultimate separator. That's what separates the good from the great.
Right.
Or great from the least.
I say this all the time, man. Strength is not in here.
Yeah.
It's not in here.
Yep.
It's not in here.
Yeah.
But yes, this is where it's really at.
Yep.
And, that's always said a lot in mental training. It's like you hear athletes get interviewed all the time, and it's like, oh, how much of the game is mental? Oh, it's 90% mental.
90%.
Right? But then when you look at it realistically, how much time are you spending training your mental game? Because most of the time, and most athletes are doing 90 to 99% physical training and skill training, and they're not putting any work into their mental game. And then they're wondering why, when those big moments happen, their talent goes away, right?
We train for it.
Right. We train the mental game.
I do have one curious question to follow up on that. With physical training in a way, and I'm talking about like lifting, box jumping, I don't know why, but I kind of do see it as mental training too.
There is a mental benefit.
There's a mental benefit.
Yeah, and our coach Brad, who's our strength and conditioning guy and stuff.
Not all my life, but I started training in fitness, started becoming a fitness enthusiast when I was when COVID came, right?
Right.
And I've been thinking mental does play a game in this too. Even though it's physical training, I feel like it does play. I actually wanted to ask from your perspective.
Yeah, no, because I agree 100%. Because when you're doing that strength training, you're pushing your limits. you are going to fail at some points.
Mhm.
Like I've been under where I was like, oh, I can bench this, and next thing I know, the bar's pinned on my chest and I can't move it.
Oh,
right?
God.
And it's like, yo, somebody help! But when you have that where you're actually pushing your limits and overcoming that adversity, that's going to build that mental training. And then there's also that satisfaction because just like a sport, when you're doing strength training, you don't lift a weight once and all of a sudden you're jacked and your muscles grew, right? It is literally
it's baby steps.
it's
Yes.
a 1% better everyday approach that when you work out for a year, now you're seeing the results, right? The mental training, you have to take that same approach where it's I'm going to work on this one small part of my game and master that. Then I'm going to add another piece. So when you look at the workout aspect, it's like you're working one muscle, but you're not going to do the same workout every day,
You're not.
right? You're going to build up one, then you're going to work it in a different way.
Right.
You're going to build up that muscle over time, right? And it's the same thing with the mental training. But I really feel like there's a lot of similarities there because that physical training, it gives you that sense of pride and accomplishment when you start hitting goals and seeing, your body shape change.
Yeah.
And,
You start to notice the development.
Right.
Do. Yeah,
you see the
definitely do,
results, right? But you have to go so all in on the process of training in order to get those results.
Mhm.
The results just happen because you're living that process. So I think a lot of athletes can take that same approach in sports where just go all in on the process. The
And in life,
results
too,
will
and in
come.
life.
And in life, absolutely.
Right.
Nice.
Mindset is everything.
Always. Always.
Everything.
It definitely is.
Everything. Like players think, like some young athletes think, like it's just physical work. I used to think that too. I mean, I was young. I thought it was just physical work too.
Yeah.
But until I started like becoming more intellectual and more, apprehensible. I started saying like, oh, okay, mindset does play a role.
Yeah.
I did my homework.
You're forced to grow, right?
You are,
because
yeah.
at some point, and we talked about recently, it's like that talent pool levels off. Whereas, like, the game kind of comes easy to athletes in the beginning when they're good athletes. They dominate, right? Like, at the younger levels. But then once the talent starts to level out, it's like, wow, how can I get better? And the answer is always, I got to train the mental part of the game in order to take that next step, right? But usually it just comes so easy in the beginning for a naturally gifted athlete and playing at a younger level in the sport. So, yeah, the mental part is everything.
Mental part is everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Seriously. So honestly, I got the funniest questions.
All right. Let's go.
Okay, this is funny. So, in your opinions, who is the strictest coach at practice?
Ooh. Me.
Strict, yeah.
In practice? I mean, not strict, but like he's more structure
And organization.
I say you're more lenient, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
anyway.
I am very structured, type
Okay.
A personality. So, like, I'm very picky on certain things. And it's like I'm never going to snap and yell at people, but, like, I'll let them know, hey, clean this up. I'm, like, so picky where, like, if you're doing stretching lines and dynamics, I like it almost military style in a straight line. Everybody taking the same movement at the same time. I'm very much a creature of habit, so I like routine, right? So I would say Coach Brooke is more like on the fly, adaptable, where she can just go with the flow. Right. And, so I think we're in different ways a good balance, but I would say I'm a little bit more picky and strict on certain things happening.
I can actually tell your structure.
Yeah.
I can already see it.
Yeah.
I can imagine next year in practice, I already can tell. Dan's going to be like,
hey.
Yeah.
Come here. Very detailed. Yeah. Detailed.
Detailed. Also goal-oriented,
right.
So he's definitely goal-oriented. I can tell.
Yeah.
He is goal-oriented.
I can tell.
I don't care what sport you're playing, at what level you're playing. To me, you should always approach everything as a professional.
You have to.
As a professional athlete. I don't care if you're playing in Little League, carry yourself like a New York Yankee, or whatever team you like. But,
I love it.
But, if you're, balling out in some, side pickup league, carry yourself like a New York Knicks, right? Go. Hopefully Game 6 tonight, right? Is Game 6 tonight with the Knicks?
I'm praying.
Yeah, me too. But carry yourself all the way through every detail, like how you're entering, like you got to look the part, right?
Right.
Body language,
Right.
confidence,
Body language is everything.
and
You have to be like what I was saying. I like to say this a lot. You have to show them on why they accepted you.
Exactly.
You have to show them why you belong there. So,
right. And just
right,
carrying yourself the right way all the way through warm-ups and training, not goofing off, and like you can have fun, but like it can't get unorganized and sloppy because a lot of athletes do that where they'll shortchange like their stretching routine, right? And they're just talking and chatting with somebody.
I would say that's where I'm a little more strict.
And go
actually,
like-
I stand there and I do the stretches with them so that they can see. Number one, an old person can do it still,
Right.
and number two, this is how it needs to be done.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
No,
actually,
like
yeah.
we're gonna put in the work, right? But if you're not properly preparing your body, you're only asking for that injury. And like, why don't you want the results? That has to come along with that preparation to be at your peak level. So,
Right.
yeah, I think I might get a little bit more strict, but it's never like outward against players.
No.
But like, we'll
It's
clearly
more
communicate.
structure than
It's
strict.
structure.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
I get that.
I would
I
say
get that.
we're not like strict, but we like things
Yeah.
a certain way.
Right.
Yeah.
Good detail. That's
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So, I don't know if you heard this, but I've heard this plenty of times.
What's that?
Funniest excuse you heard from an athlete?
Ooh.
Ooh. So I'll go. I think the funniest excuse is like asking like, "Oh, what's wrong today?" They were a little off, and it was like, "Oh, I didn't get my pregame bathroom trip done before the game." So I'm not gonna call anybody out on any of those athletes, but I have heard that excuse. Like, I'm not jumping as high today because I didn't get my pregame bathroom trip done. So that made me lose it, like just like it's cracking you up. I lost it.
Oh my
And
god!
I was like, maybe we gotta talk
Yo.
some time management. Like we
Yo.
gotta build in that trip to the bathroom before the game. But
Oh
so
my
you
god!
gotta
Let me tell you
prepare
the
yourself.
let me tell you the funniest excuse I heard from. Oh my! You just made me turn red, man.
Right.
Yeah, that one got me too. I wasn't
I
expecting
told you,
that.
right? We
Yo.
keep things real on this podcast, right? Like,
Oh my god! What's the funniest excuse I heard? Oh, my man, Coach Scotty, coaches at NBPA.
oh, you're calling him out right now.
Yeah,
Ooh.
man. Not throwing shade at him,
Oh,
but
all right.
it was one of his plays.
All right.
He told me one of his players said, okay, they was doing like a 3-man. You know, a 3-man.
Yeah.
What's it called again? I think it's a 3-man, 2-man, or something like that. Where you 3 players up the court, 2 players down the court.
Yeah.
What's that? 3-man weave. There you
Yeah,
go. 3-man weave.
weave. Yep.
One of his players literally said, was that 3-man weave or not? Oh no, it was in the game. It was in the game.
Like
Okay.
a fast break or
Fast
something.
breaking, yeah. So one of his players is wide open for, like, they were cherry picking.
Right.
Wide open for a leg,
Yep.
right? He throws it out of bounds, right? Yo, Coach Scotty called timeout.
Yeah. What was the excuse
He said, come here. Did you see him open? He was like, oh yeah, I saw him open, but I didn't see him.
I saw him open, but I didn't see it. Nice.
Yo.
Great excuse. So how do you enjoy the bench the rest of the game?
Enjoy that bench, right? Yeah,
How do you enjoy the view of the game
Enjoy
for
the
the rest
view.
of the game?
Yo, he lost it.
That's crazy.
Oh my god, I died laughing like the
Yeah.
whole day. That was too funny.
You have any good excuses you've heard over the years?
My goodness.
I
There's
know,
been
club teams, school
so
teams.
many.
Mhm.
I would probably say, I mean, we coach indoor sport.
Oh,
Yeah, you remember this one?
Yep.
I had a player tell me, "I'm so sorry I missed the ball. The sun was in my eyes."
inside a gym in volleyball.
They
meant the
they
like
meant the
fluorescent
light.
lights. Like
Oh,
I
they
lost it
said
in the light, but they were like the sun was
There's
in
no
my
radiation.
eye. Yeah.
There's no radiation. What are
I
you
was
talking
like-
about? Yeah,
That-
the
yeah.
excuses kill me.
I know.
Yeah.
So
The
enjoy
excuses
getting your
kill me.
tan on the bench under the sun. right?
There you go. Hey, great comeback. Great comeback.
That's it.
Oh man. Oh yeah.
Funny.
So honestly,
Those were good.
I'm very curious because obviously, next year you guys will be coaching me. I gotta ask just because I want to get a head start on this. What's the
Yeah.
toughest drill in your opinion?
Woo. So Brooke is the drill expert. She probably has a binder of drills like this thick from everything. And I'll give credit too. Like it's not just like she has old school drills that have been done for a long time, but she's not one of those coaches. She's always adapting and learning, and whether it's through like TikTok trends and Instagram posts, there's always new content being put out there on drills and learning from high level organizations, whether it's Team USA or other big college programs that'll post a drill. So there is always, we try and keep things very fresh every practice.
Mhm.
Yeah, we do have some routines on like our warm ups and things like that to get our bodies ready. But in the middle of that practice, we always try and have something new, but it's always with a purpose.
It's always with a
too.
purpose,
Like
yeah.
an intention on something that we're working on that we need to work on to prepare for the next game. But I would say, you have a drill in mind?
I mean,
that
I
comes
would
up?
just say anything new to the athletes, it's always hard, and I call it ugly training. Whenever you start something, if you don't understand it, it's going to be wild and crazy, and especially with a whole bunch of people together.
Right.
So it takes a couple times through. It takes like a walk through with the ball, no ball, whatever it is, just for them to understand it. And then as they go through it a few more times, then it starts to look
Right.
nice, and then it's good. So I'd say anything new to them
Is always a challenge.
always a
challenge.
challenge,
I
but
agree, yeah.
they always are open to
Right.
learning it
Right.
because it's fun.
I think some of the challenging ones that combine a physical skill with weaved into it conditioning,
Yes.
because I think that's always the challenge. So I don't remember the name of the drill, but there's definitely one where you got to complete a task and then they're doing like line touches or like switching the cone or the
Suicides?
ball.
Similar to
Yeah,
suicides?
like similar to
It's
that.
not suicides
Yeah, we don't
anymore.
call them that anymore, just in today's mental health age too.
Yeah.
But doing that, sprints. But there was the one game where they have to score a point and then move like tug of war,
Tug
right?
of war.
Is that?
But they love that.
It's fun,
It's hard though. It's
But
very
it's
exhausting.
intense. It's exhausting.
So they're playing a game against each other, and every time they score a point, the other person has to run and grab a cone from the other side, and then whoever has all the cones at the
that
end
sounds
wins.
exhausting.
Yeah.
But it's constant running and moving.
But you know something? It trains your conditioning.
Right,
Mhm.
right. Because you're always going to hit that wall at some point if you're going into like a 5-set match, right?
Right.
And it's been intense the whole time, and almost a tie score leading up every single match, close games where you're drained. You still have to perform, and in that fifth
Yeah.
set, it's up to 15, so the game goes quicker. It's not up to 25 in the fifth set.
Yeah.
So you have to come out hot.
Mhm.
And if you're drained, that's very difficult. So a lot of the drills, especially
Leading up towards
conference games, like we will push those limits of like we want to get our team tired and then go work on stuff, because you got to be able to perform during that fatigue, and it's a combination of mental and physical fatigue.
I agree.
And how are you going to respond and push
How are you going
through
to
it?
respond? So are you going to let it define you or refine you?
Right,
That's what I like to say.
exactly. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
That's the final question, guys.
Man.
What do you hope players remember most after being coached by you?
Whew.
Ooh, me first.
Man.
Me first.
All right,
Go
Brooke,
ahead,
go
girl.
ahead.
Yeah.
Stay the spotlight.
Yeah.
I hope that they remember that they are loved, seen,
Mhm.
heard, and valued always, and that our door, even though they're leaving us, our door is always open.
Always come back for a visit.
That's it. Like, we still have that. We've coached a very long time and have players that have graduated, have kids now, and it's like they still reach out. And, that's very rewarding.
Oh, yeah.
I would say for
You guys
me,
will be hearing from me.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
that.
that's it.
Uh-huh.
I think for me, like for players to walk away knowing that, like, the moment I started working with them, I believed in them more than they believed in themselves.
Mm.
And I got them to the point to see the athlete that I saw in them, by the end of it, where
Right.
I'm always it's like, a quote that I use is like, you are enough before the result. And like knowing that the athlete truly knows, I believe they are enough before any type of win, before they even step foot on the court, they're enough for me. And as long as they operate with like a pure heart and want to do right,
Right.
they're going to be supported, loved, like Brooke was saying. But just having them walk away and just be like, wow, this coach believed in me so much, even when I didn't believe in myself.
Mhm.
Like, I think that's,
Right.
you know,
And again,
kind of
there's
my
no better
vision
feeling.
that I operate with, like just, I really don't care. I enjoy winning. I enjoy getting the results, right? We play sports for a reason. But at the end of the day, that is so far down my priority list. It's really about, am I having a positive impact in someone's life, setting them up for success in their sport, but beyond their sport
Beyond
and
their
in
sport,
life.
yeah, in life.
And you can't do any of that unless you believe in yourself.
Gotcha,
So
yeah.
that's the big takeaway from me, for sure.
It's a big takeaway. And again, there's no better feeling than just like reuniting with your players.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's,
Oh my
you
goodness.
feel in your heart that
Right.
you feel so good about yourself.
When we go and recruit, like at tournaments, there's kids that I coached when they were so little. Like
Yeah, there was one where
12.
you held on your hip, and she's going to be a senior next year,
Yeah.
right?
I
And,
was
like-
coaching her sister, modified 8th grade, and we were at a tournament, and I had her little baby sister on my hip during the tournament, and now she is just like
An awesome volleyball player, and is going to be a senior, right?
Hopefully
next
she's
year?
coming here. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we're
share this
trying.
with
We're
her. I'm
recruiting.
trying.
Oh, then I did you guys a favor.
Right. That's it. Part of the recruiting process.
Yep.
But yeah, it is
Uh-huh.
rewarding seeing players that, share the impact that we've had in their lives. And
Mhm.
that's why we coach. We don't, do this for any financial gain or money.
Oh,
It's
man.
strictly out of
It's
passion.
because you love it.
Love
Yes.
it. It doesn't
That's
even
the
feel like work.
difference.
It doesn't feel
That's
like
the
work.
difference right there, right? Like when you love something, it's never gonna feel like work.
Right.
Exactly.
Like when I'm doing campus, it don't even feel like work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
that's
paid,
it.
but like
Yeah.
it don't even feel like work.
It's not work, and our purpose here is to serve others and
Yeah.
set them up for success in life
Right.
through sports.
And I think that's another thing that helps them become so successful is they know that, they see it, they feel it. Even like with the recruits, that's
Right.
what they say all the time is like, we felt it before we even stepped on campus. It was
Right.
during your Zoom or during like our
Right.
interactions.
Phone call, anything.
man.
But
Facts.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible feeling. It's a ultimate rewarding.
It's the ultimate reward.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Coach Dan, Coach Brooke, thank you
Yeah,
so
this
much.
was great, man. This
Thank
was
you so
awesome.
much.
I
Awesome.
told you, yes.
Yeah.
I made it, guys. I made
Uh-huh.
it through.
Thank you guys for joining episode 20. This meant a lot. Your leadership and experience and passion for developing young athletes is truly inspiring, and I can't wait to see the success of this program.
Love
I can't
it.
wait.
And you keep
And you're going to be a
doing-
part of it.
Yep.
And you keep doing what you're doing. It's inspiring to others.
Mhm.
Athletes need to hear this stuff, whether it's, our conversation, but even your other guests that you have on, they need to hear that they're not alone with what you're doing. So, like, you are making a positive impact on
That's
the
it.
world by spreading the word,
And that's it. That's all.
about
I even told the
mindset.
volleyball players, tune into the podcast.
That's it.
Yep.
That's
Tune
it.
in.
No, this has been great. Appreciate
Uh-huh.
you having us
My
on.
pleasure. And that wraps it up for another episode of Mind Over Matter. You guys heard it, right?
Let's go.
Stay dedicated, stay motivated, believe in yourself. You can overcome any storm when you have heart and grit, and most importantly, resilience.
That's it. Love it.
Yep.
Great job.
Thank you guys for
Thank
tuning in.
you.
This is Nick Stones out. See you guys soon. Peace. Oh yeah, give them a salute, guys.
Oh.
Oh, we got it.